Hi, everyone. My name is Erica Stump. I'm one of the Anderson Center startup coaches. And today we're going to be talking about one of the most important skills for any startup founder, presenting your business model effectively. So whether you're pitching to investors, explaining your product to customers, or aligning your team internally, your ability to clearly communicate your vision, your mission, and your business model can really make or break your success early on. So no matter how great your product is, if you can't convey that bigger picture, how your business creates and captures value, you'll struggle to get people on board early on. And here's the key. Every audience member cares about something different. Investors want to see your path to profitability. Customers care about how you solve their problems. And employees need to understand the mission and the vision and how they can contribute to that and feel like they're part of something bigger. So let's dive into how you can tailor your presentation for each of these groups. So now, before we start creating a presentation, the first thing to ask is, who am I talking to? When you're presenting to investors, what do they care about most? Usually it's return on investment, scalability, and market opportunity. They want to know how that if they put their money into your company, there's a clear path to significant returns. So focus on things like revenue model, your market size, and any traction that you've already gained, and where you see that traction going in the future. For customers, on the other hand, you need to share. They don't care as much about margins and projections. They want to know more about, how does this product solve my problem? What value do you bring to their lives of their customers and their business? So shift your focus more to the value proposition, the testimonials that you might have from customer interviews, and how you differentiate from other competitors that may also be trying to sell to them. Partnerships are another interesting area. It's another key audience that you'll probably encounter at some point in your business. They look for mutual benefits. How can your business and their business grow together? How can they mesh and support each other? What value can you bring to them that will lead to more sales on their end? Show them how you strengthen and complement each other, and how their partnership can open new market opportunities or increase effectiveness or efficiencies in certain areas. For employees, this is an important area I want to talk about, and it's probably too early for a lot of your businesses, but at some point, hopefully you do have employees, and they need to care about the mission and the impact that they're making and what future the company has and how the business model feeds into that future. They need to believe in the mission and feel the inspiration that comes from you as the founder. So make sure that they understand how their role fits into the overall success of the company through the business model. Okay, so next let's talk about crafting that message. Once you understand who you're speaking to, it's time to craft the message and break down. Let's go ahead and just start to break down what your business model presentation should include, regardless of the audience. Start with a hook, and a good hook grabs the attention from the start. For example, you can begin with a compelling story about a customer or a unique problem that your business solves. People remember stories, so start strong and bring in a specific customer that maybe you have helped or would help. It could be fictitious or real. Real is ideal, but maybe you're too early for that, and that's okay. Who's your ideal customer? And come up with a compelling story about how you solve their problem. Next, move into the value proposition. This is where you clearly state what makes your product or service unique. What problems do you solve? Why should your audience care? Use simple, clear language here and avoid jargon. I built a very technical business, and sometimes there were some words that I thought were very colloquial, like used very commonly, and it turned out they were still jargon to certain audiences. So breaking things up into very clear, concise language is so important, and testing that language out into different audiences, maybe different friends that you have or family, so they can test you out and see if you are actually using words that are common enough for different audiences. That's important. So next we can talk about the revenue model. This is especially important for investors, but also important to the other groups as well. How does your business make money? Do you have a recurring revenue stream, and is your model scalable? For customers and partners, you might not want to focus on the details as much for this, but you still want to touch on how the business will sustain itself and grow long term, so that they feel comfortable in partnering with you or comfortable in being your customer and knowing that you will take care of them long term. Next is the market opportunity. How big is your potential market? Is it growing? Investors love data, and so backing it up with data and research is important. Having graphs and visualizations to make it clear and easy for them to digest is great. And for other audiences, focusing more on the potential, the vision, the goals that you're trying to reach. How is your product going to reach and make the biggest impact? So next, let's talk about each of the stakeholders. If you're pitching to investors, and emphasize the financials, talk about revenue model, customer acquisition cost, lifetime value, and your path to profitability. You'll want to show an early traction. This is really important, especially for venture capital, but for all investors, angel investors included. Venture capital really wants to see that there's significant traction and some early customers, even if it's pilot customers. And they want to see partnerships and also key hires that give you a competitive edge as well. For the customers, you should flip the script. Lead with your value proposition, focus on benefits and features and customer testimonials. Show them that you understand their pain points and that your product is the perfect solution and how your business model feeds into that solution. When you're talking to partners, highlight strategic synergies. Explain how the partnership can create win-win scenarios, and maybe you offer complementary technology, or maybe working together opens up new markets or easier efficiencies. And finally, for your employees, focus on mission and culture. Explain how your business model supports that vision and what their role will be in shaping the future of the company and how they can grow with the company. Business model is really important in all of those ways, and communicating it can just look different depending on who you're talking to. So to wrap up, remember, presenting your business model isn't a one-size-fits-all. You need to adjust your pitch depending on who's in the room. Focus on what matters to each audience, whether it's the investor, customer, partners, or your team. And my advice, practice tailoring your pitch, get feedback from different people, and refine your message to each group. You'll find that when you understand your audience and craft a great presentation that speaks directly to their needs, your chances of success will just dramatically increase. And talk to tough people too. People you respect in business. Maybe you have a mentor. Maybe you have a family friend who's been very successful. Maybe you have professors that you look up to, friends, peers who are going through similar coursework to you. Talk to potential customers. Go out and just have that conversation, even if you don't even have a product yet. These are all pieces of feedback that will help shape the way that you communicate your business model moving forward. So thanks for watching. I hope that this gave you some useful tips for your next business model presentation. And if you have any questions or want more advice on pitching, feel free to reach out to me. I have startup coaching hours that you can sign up for, and I look forward to hearing more about your success.